All right, everyone, I am excited about today's food bank haul. Let's get in here and let's discuss what I got from the food bank, okay? And I'll probably be moving the camera around a little bit so that I can get everything in the picture. And I'm going to be putting things away as I go to keep it as fresh as possible or keep it frozen. So let's get in here and let's get busy. The first thing is I got this bag of French steak rolls, but the bottom is busted out of it because I dropped it, and so one of them fell on the ground, so it's going in the trash. Spice almost got to it, almost, but when I told him to leave it, he left it, so that was a blessing. I got 3 bags, snack bags from the food bank. So these are going to be great gifts for kids in the neighborhood when they come and do favors for me, which they do. They like taking my trash out. And so I get to give them little treats like that. All right. The next thing is I got a pumpkin pie that's going in the refrigerator right now. So this is kind of how I roll in my house, and that's the way I want my videos to depict is, just how I roll in my house. And I put things away as I go. All right. The next thing, these are the canned goods. And so I'm going to skip that for right now because I have some other things. This is a Home Chef. And if you guys have seen the commercials on these are expensive. And so I'm really grateful that I got them. And it's frozen. So I'm going to toss it into the freezer right now before it thaws out. We got some rice veggies, which is cauliflower rice. And we got some garlic knot hand-tied rolls, which are frozen. And we got another Home Chef. This is chicken scallopini and mushroom gravy. So before this goes thawed out, I'm getting it in the freezer. So far, so good. This is part of the reason why I am doing this food challenge. This 3 Rivers, I think it's called 3 Rivers Challenge. I think that's what it's called. Is because I want to be wise about my food bank hauls. I got another whole chicken, which is going into the freezer. And I have, look, these are apples, okay? Okay, these are Cherry Central 2.5 pounds of apple slices. So I feel an apple bake coming on. Let me get these in the freezer real quick. Chicken in the freezer. These Home Chefs are going to have to wait. I'm going to have to break them down out of the box. The box is taking up too much space in my opinion. So, but we're going to keep going with this. So I think that was all the frozen stuff. So here we go with the canned goods. All right. We have Kraft macaroni and cheese. We have peaches, a can of peaches. We have diced tomatoes, cream of potato soup, and green beans. In this bag, put these in the trash. So I'll move on. All right, we have butter bread, and we have a Italian loaf bread. And that was my breads. I got 3 loaves of bread. And then we have this interesting bag, paper bag of food. And so, let's see what's in this paper bag of food. My extra that I could pick from, they went back, they didn't have coffee, but they did go back and give me a box of tea, hot tea. So this is cool. We have dried cherries, which I'm going to be using in upcoming videos. I have a bunch of dried fruit in my pantry, and so I'm going to be using these dried fruit in upcoming videos. We have in-shell pistachios. One, 2, 3, 4 flaming hot baked chips, and these are going to be going to the kids in the neighborhood that help me out. We have, oh, look at this, a box of strawberries and cream oatmeal. Awesome. We have 3 applesauces. And we have chickpeas or garbanzo beans. We have a pound of those. And that, my friends, is the food bank haul for the first week of 2024. All right, everybody, I'm bringing you back over here, and the reason with 2 bags, 2 Walmart grocery bags, and the reason is because those Home Chef meals are too bulky, in my opinion, for my freezer, and so we're going to get in here. Get the label off of it. All right. And we're going to break this down and look inside here and see. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. No, you can't. All right, so here we go. I'll pop it down into the sink so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So I've taken the label off of it, and now we're going to get into the box itself, and I'm just going to take the box apart, and we're going to see what's in here. All right, we have frozen potatoes, people. We're going to put it in there, and I'm going to see if there's, you know, if I can save it. All right, we have baby Bella mushrooms. We have frozen spring onions. It looks like a bag of chicken, a piece of cheese. Let me see what this is. Chicken demi glaze, okay, that's a glaze. All right, that's gonna be good. I just don't want, okay, the cream cheese will be fine. And here is the instructions, all right? I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it together with the label so I'll know what I'm making. Tie it up. And now it is much smaller than the box, okay? Let me show you how I tie bags. You see that? I'm gonna pull it through, but I still have this loop here that I can untie it. Now this is going into my freezer. Okay, I'll be right back. This is much easier to fit in my freezer than the box. All right, I'm going to break the box down. And it's going in my trash can. If I break it down, I used to work in retail. If I break it down, it doesn't take up a lot of space in my trash bag. Now we're going to do the same thing with this crispy chicken. Now I'm not too keen on freezing potatoes, but we'll see as I prepare the meal if it's going to be okay. Okay, I have, looks like some spinach in here. I got spring onions. They're all frozen. I can feel them. And so I'm going to get them in the bag. And all of the ingredients, okay, for it. All of this will be fine so far. Sour cream will be fine. The chicken will be fine. The only thing I won't put in the freezer is mayonnaise. Okay, that's lemon juice. That'll be fine. Okay. And the instructions on how to make it. And the label of what exactly am I making. So when I pull the bag out, I know what I'm making. And this goes into the freezer. There we go. Still has a pull tab. This is going into the freezer, much smaller than this big box. And the freezer closes now. All right, so what a blessing. I am blessed for sure. Hey everyone, I'm bringing you in. We're going to be working on a stuffing today, which is going to be a side for the next few days for that chicken that I made yesterday. And so let's get in here and let's get this onion chopped up. Remember, I made the chicken and the black-eyed peas and I ate it yesterday. And so today I am going to add a side to that and using up something that I need to get used up. And So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring you over here and let you see that I have, right here I have the pan already ready. And I have a pot over there that I'm about to get things going in. And so I'll start off with some chopped onions. But before I do that, I am going to stop this and I'm going to let Spice outside. He just finished eating, and so I want him to go outside. Bringing you back in. And we are going to, hold on a minute. Let me get you positioned correctly. Okay, we're going to get into this pot. All right. First thing I'm going to do is get out a knife. Toss in some butter. There we go. And we're going to get these vegetables sauteing. Get this sauteing. Get this butter melted. We're going to put some onions in there. We're going to put some celery in there. Let me get out the celery. Well, you guys watch that. Melt. All right. Let me get this pan coated down here. There we go. All right, we got enough of it in there. We got the pan coated on the bottom, so I can add the onions in there. Then we're going to add some celery in there. We are going to start the oven at 350. Whoop. Do that again. There we go. Get that preheating. We had a really nice food bank haul today. Oh, let me go ahead and put this onion back up. So we had a really nice food bank haul today, and I was real happy with it. I was way happy I didn't have to wait in line. Because then it gave me time this morning to work on that video from yesterday. Because believe it or not, when you have to I don't want to use that whisk. I want to use this. When you have to edit a video, like I had to edit out an address that was on my refrigerator, which by the way is gone now. Okay, it's not going to be on there anymore. It takes way longer to do that when you're adding in, blurring out, that kind of stuff. It takes 3 or 4 times as much time as the way I've been doing it. So I'm just going to have to be very conscious of making sure that there are no like addresses or anything like that in my videos. You can see I am washing dishes as I go. All right. We're going to saute this. Oh, I know. The next thing is I have this jar, and it was labeled at one time, but I know what's in it. It's Italian seasoning. And so I am going to add some Italian seasoning into this mixture to give it a little seasoning. And I want to draw out those seasonings in there. Then we're going to add salt. And pepper. That in there, and all those. It smells amazing right now. Besides me coughing on the pepper, it smells amazing. Okay, and then the next step is, remember 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, when I went on that food bank haul and I got this? Well, this is stuffing, okay? And so that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make stuffing. And here is how I'm going to do it. Let me get the pan lid that I need. Stuffing is really easy to make when you have shortcuts like I got from the food bank. And this shortcut is amazing. I think this is a lid to that pan. I don't know if I told you the story about these pots and pans, this collection. But this collection of pots and pans belongs to my mom. Let me see. Yes, this is a lid. And this was her pride and joy. She worked very, very hard for a very, very long time to be able to afford this set of pots and pans. This set of pots and pans are probably, I would say, $300 to $400 set. Back when she first purchased it. And she worked hard as a housekeeper in a rich neighborhood to be able to afford this set of pots and pans. And she cooked on it almost my entire life. This is the chicken broth that I made. And y'all were wondering how I use that chicken broth. Here is one way. I am going to add this in here. We are going to let this come to a boil. I'm going to add the croutons or stuffing mix into it. And then I'm going to let it sit for a while and let it absorb the the seasonings and the chicken stock. And then once I get done with that, I'm gonna put it in here. And I like a lot of oil. Well, not a lot. I like it generously done because I like the crispiness of the edges of my stuffing. I like that. Okay. And so we're going to put it in this pan, and then it'll go into the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere between there. And anyway, so this pots and pans was, I remember when my mom got this, and I remember how proud she was that she had worked so hard to earn enough money to buy a very nice set of pots and pans back then. This was top of the line back then. And it's put out by Amway. And it was probably one of the best buys that she ever made for herself, because she was in the kitchen much like me. And so getting yourself a really good set of pots and pans in a kitchen is important. Well, when she passed away, no one in the family wanted the pots and pans because they had their own pots and pans. And so I gladly took them. And I still use them today. I'll bring you back when I'm putting it into the pan here. Bringing you back in, and we're going to see how thick this stuffing fits in this. It's set 9 by 13, so we'll see. It's not a lot of stuffing, but it may be just a thin layer. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a thin layer, but that's okay. That's all right. I probably should have made 2 or 3 times the amount in this, but for myself, this is good. And so it's going to be more like a, we'll see. All right, we'll see. I am going to spread it out over the entire bottom of this pan. Now, if I was cooking for a large family, I would have doubled or tripled this. But I'm not. I'm cooking for myself. So I didn't think about it until now that I should have used a 4x4. All right. I should have, but I didn't. But that's okay. It's going to be all right, everybody. So now this is going into the oven at 350 for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. Into the oven it goes. This, on the other hand, is going into a sink of water over here to be soaking. Now, this is another thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to take this pan, and we are going to open this can of chicken gravy that I got from the food bank. And we're going to heat it up. And that's going to go along with my dinner tonight. And into this is going to go the chicken gravy, right? I am going to, let's see if this spoon will fit in there. Yeah, it will. We're going to get all of it out of there. And I'm going to heat this up. And that's going to go on top of my stuffing, because I like gravy on my stuffing. So I will bring you back when all of this is heated up, and my dinner is plated up. I just pulled the stuffing out of the oven. I have my gravy heating up over here, and it's hot, so it's coming down off of the heater. And I have the chicken and the black-eyed peas left over from yesterday's dinner in the microwave. And so I will bring you back when I have everything plated up. Okay, I'm gonna welcome you guys to my dinner table today. I know it's a busy table, but I'm a busy woman, all right? Now, remember my snack basket that sit right there? Well, you can see that it is filled up to the max, okay? Some of that is going to be passed on. All right. Cheers, everyone. This is peach flavored water, if you're wondering, okay? And this, my friends, is my dinner tonight. Now, we have some chicken here that I cooked in the oven yesterday, and I heated it back up. And this chicken is delicious, by the way. I just wish I knew which marinade it was. This is so good. Now, let me finish this bite. Yesterday, I had the chicken and the black-eyed peas. Today, I added a stuffing because there were two things from the food bank, previous hauls, that I needed to use up. And one was the stuffing mix, which was basically breadcrumb. I added all the seasoning. And the second was the chicken gravy that was on my shelf in the pantry. This is good. Kind of reminds me of the stuffing my mom used to make. My mom used to make stuffing from scratch. She would bake the bread that went into the stuffing. And yeah, that was a little crunch. I like a little crunch to my stuffing sometimes. It's not dry. It's just the edges had crunch to it, and I love it. If you hear pitter patter of feet, that's Spice. He is wandering around the kitchen looking for food that I've dropped. This is so good. Adding that Italian seasoning instead of doing the usual stuffing seasonings, which is sage, thyme, rosemary, and parsley. Instead, I use just Italian seasoning because I need to use it up. It tastes good that way. I'm really impressed. I was hoping that it would, and it does. These black-eyed peas, they're seasoned with garlic and onions and bell peppers, salt and pepper. They're good. And so today, I went to the food bank. I went later in the day. And so I'm going to talk to you about the pros and the cons of doing that. First and foremost, there was no line. And that's important to me because sometimes it was taking an hour and a half to 2 hours to get through the line, get in there. Remind you that they don't let you pick and choose. There is a table there that you can pick from, certain items, but what you get in the box, you don't get a chance to pick and choose. And so one thing I did notice between going in the morning and going in the afternoon is that there was no fresh produce this time. So I'm going to keep, it may just be a fluke. I'm going to keep an eye on it as I go to this particular food bank every other week. And we'll see how it progresses. And I don't mind not getting there early and getting, the cream of the crop, as you would say. And the reason is because I have plenty on my shelf that I need to use up. And so the fact that I don't have fresh produce is okay. Because my goal is to use up what I have on my shelf. And so I was going through the list of, quote, must-haves, okay? And what I'm going to have to purchase, like for the next 2 months, minimally, to get the stuff used on my shelf. And what I will be purchasing is, I've already made up my grocery list for this month. I'm almost out of coffee, so I have to buy coffee, both regular and decaf, because during the colder months I drink hot beverages all day long to help keep me warm for the most part. Now this peach water I found in the back of the pantry and realized it needs to get used up. And so even though it's a cold beverage, I need to use it up, so I'm going to drink it. I'm going to buy eggs. I'm not going to buy milk because I have milk on the shelf, but I am going to buy half and half for my coffee. I'm going to buy some coffee, and I'm down to 2 onions, so I need onions for the next 2 months. So I'm going to buy enough onions this month to last me for the next 2 or 3 months. And so I'm good to go. Now, when I got into those home meals and was breaking them down, I realized that there is produce in there, but it was fresh until it wasn't, until they threw it in the freezer. And so one of the boxes I discovered had potatoes in it. And so I threw them back in the freezer, and the reason is because I don't want them sitting in my trash bag. All right. Defrosting. But here's what I discovered. I went and Google searched, and what I found is that if your potatoes accidentally get frozen, which that's what I'm going to understand, that it accidentally got frozen, okay? The best way to preserve it and keep it is to keep it in the freezer until you get ready to cook it. And the only way you cook it is in mashed potatoes. And the reason is because the water in the potato expands when you freeze it, and it busts the plant cells. And so it doesn't hold its shape when it comes out of the freezer and defrosts anymore, because you've broken it down cellularly inside. And so since you're going to make mashed potatoes and break it down anyway, the best way to use that particular little bag of potatoes is, instead of following the instructions, which I'm sure it was going to be roasted potatoes, instead of following the instructions, I'm going to make mashed potatoes out of it instead. And we're going to see how it comes out. Okay? Now, I'm so excited about this new year and about spending it with you and you spending it with me. And I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for watching my videos all the way through, for liking, subscribing, commenting down below, because it makes a difference, and for sharing it with others. Because when it comes to helping me out, those are probably the best things you could do for me. And it doesn't cost you a penny. I would never ask you for anything. Okay? I won't ask you for any money. I won't ask you for any gifts. I give you a way to gift to me if you want to. But I wouldn't ask you for it. So, guys, if you want to email me, my email is down in the description below. This is going to be a fun year. And we're going to be taking this cooking and using what you got to a whole new level. Now, I did get a gift from a family member for Christmas, and so I'm going to show it to you. It's absolutely beautiful. It is a toasted vanilla candle. It smells wonderful. And so, to my sister out there, I want to thank you for the gift that I found on my front porch. I appreciate it more than you know. You guys be blessed, because I know I am.